Boys and girls, this week in World Wonder, Mr. Heetderks was doing quite a bit of teaching about raccoons. I know that he taught them things about raccoons and that somehow that tied together with what he's been talking about for the last couple of weeks about looking for clues that animals leave behind. So let's hear from him about that. So, Mr. Heetderks, what can you tell us about what you taught the kids about raccoons this week?
We started out by talking about what are some characteristics of a raccoon that make a raccoon a raccoon. So if you've all probably seen raccoons, or you know what they kind of look like, but if you think about like what three characteristics of a raccoon that would easily, if I just came from outer space, how could I tell that was a raccoon?
Okay, I think about their tail. Is there anything that has to do with their tail?
Yes, of course. The tail, the striped tail. Very few animals in the animal kingdom have a striped tail like a raccoon does.
Oh, I was right. Beavers are the ones with the flat. No, that's not them. Raccoons. Don't they have something like by their eyes, kind of?
Right. This sounds
really?
Like they look like bandits, like they're robbing the bank. They have a brown face mask on. That is really what it does. Is it helps them see better in the nighttime. So they're nocturnal, so they're hunting at night, and they're with that black mask on it. It helps them see better at night. Just kind of like when you look at a baseball player, a lacrosse player, they put the little eye black or black eye, whatever it's called, under their eyes, because that also cuts down on the glare, and they can see the ball coming through if they're looking up at the bright sun, it cuts that glare down. Anyway,
okay, so they have a striped tail.
Yep.
They have these black sunglass-looking,
yeah.
masky-looking thing.
Okay,
and then there's a third thing that makes a raccoon special.
Yes.
They always have longer legs than I'm thinking. I've never seen their teeth. I don't know. Tell me.
Okay. If you look at their claws, with the four legs that they walk on, but their claws, their toes on their feet are quite long, skinny, and they can operate pretty much just like humans. So it looks like they have a palm, and then their little 5 fingers. They have even a little thumb. But with those long, thin toes, they can grab food. They can get they can get out of a cage, the trap. They're very smart in that way. It allows them just to get the food they want to get with those long fingers. So when you look at their footprint, that's easy to see because you're going to see the palm, and then you're going to see the 5 fingers, including the thumb. And you know that would be a raccoon. Had been in that area, which would tell you that he has around there, has been there.
Okay, now some of your students told me this week that you had an actual living raccoon at school this week. Is that true?
I think I'm not going to answer that now because I'd like you to see the video.
Okay,
and
let's
so
go to the video.
The video here that comes next, where we play just a little bit of a trick on.
Oh, don't tell me.
Okay,
don't tell me.
It involves a garbage can, where a lot of times we find. They're nocturnal. So if you're finding raccoons in the middle of the day that are climbing in the trash cans and stuff, most scientists would say that's a fairly sick. There's something wrong with that raccoon. They just ate too many marshmallows or Fruit Loops.
Oh my!
Out of the trash can.
Okay.
So here's the video.
All right.
They have long front fingers. We also know that they are nocturnal. They hunt during the night. So that's why I said most likely he's sleeping because it's the daytime. Okay? So let's see once he gets a little wild when we try to get him. Oh, watch your face. Can you move back just a little bit? Just in case he would come and scoot right out. I don't want to land in your face.
Yeah,
okay?
and smash you.
And smash you, yes. Okay.
And crack her.
Here we go. You ready? Oh, he's just a little acting up a little bit. Let me see.
Get her.
Oh my goodness, he's a little bit feisty in there. Let me see. My goodness. Hold on. Oh goodness, I gotta get him by the neck. So let me see. Hey, oh, I think I have it. Hang on a minute, because he's like, come on. Okay, hold on. He's like, okay, hold on. Okay, so you ready? Okay. Okay. Oh, good. Oh no, well, there's. Okay. Oh, I think I got him. Go ahead. No, I got him. What is that? Don't touch it. Don't touch. What is that?
I don't want to see it anymore.
It's a raccoon tail. William, would you bring it to me? We treat our school property with care. Oh. You may quickly sit down. Because boys and girls, one of the things that we said early on today was, how do we identify a raccoon? That white, the striped tail. Now, I see if I have another raccoon in here. No, I do not. You may say I don't. Now, if you look at this, now we see the other characteristics. How do we identify that raccoon? Right here, you can see where his eyes were. There's his little black little nose. He's got whiskers so that when he's out at night, you can feel where he's going. They send messages to the brain. Now, he does have little tiny ears. This is where the ears used to be, right here where my hands are. Okay? Now, all of these, so these guys have, the only thing they're missing is we don't have their paws. We have the one characteristic that we already talked about, striped tail. We also talked about the other characteristic, a robber's mask. The only really thing we're missing is the claws that are like the toes that act just now. Boys and girls, we have to be a little careful with this because I did not kill this raccoon. A long time ago, they used to trap raccoons. And once they trapped them, they used their fur to make winter coats for people who lived in places where it was very cold. So we don't do that anymore. We don't kill animals just so that we can wear them as clothes. Okay? But a long time ago they did. And so now I bought this from somebody that was selling them, and they had them for a long time. So they're kind of fragile. And in fact, Miss Sharon just went and helped me out because it was falling apart here, and Mrs. Heetderks fixed it. She's a good sewer. She just sewed it up. Guys, you're supposed to be on yours. Who's going to sit on their number? So, is this real? Is this real? Yes, it's real. Is it alive? No.
So clearly you enjoy torturing children and making them cry, so that was fun.
No, I would never do that. I don't.
So what do you want them to do now, Mr. Heetderks?
Okay, we looked at another characteristic too. In that garbage can with the rest of the pieces of the raccoon, there was a skull of a raccoon, a real skull. And when you look at it, you can just see how perfectly God made it so that he can be an omnivore, that he can eat both meat and plants. So when you look at him, he has canine teeth that can rip apart meat. He has incisor teeth that can scrape things. He has molars in the back that can grind the grass or the pine cones, the fruit, the nuts that he eats. Whatever he eats. If he gets in a trash can and he eats, peanut butter sandwich, all of that, rotten food or whatever that's in that trash can or out in the wild, he's hunting. Crayfish really is what he needs to eat. Berries, leaves, and stuff like that. But so anyway, we looked at that skull, and that raccoon has beautiful teeth. So we were talking about the teeth of different animals as well. So what we've done is, and what I'd like you to do is, I took 7 different animals and I took pictures of their teeth and I put a number on it. And then I scattered those pictures all over the wild acre. And then I put the kids in pairs, and then they would go around and try to hunt these papers down. When they found one, pretend they found one of the raccoon. They had a worksheet. There was a whole list of all the animals that I hit. And so all they had to do was, when they found the teeth that they thought was the raccoon, pretend it was number 4. On their answer sheet, they would just write a number 4 by the word raccoon. Okay, sounds a little confusing. It's not really. And I know you can do it if you want.
So you're going to give them the pictures and the sheet, but they're not going to run around.
Yes, exactly. You're not going to run around the wild
unless
acre.
they'd like to ask permission to go run around their backyard just for
You
fun.
can run around the whole neighborhood if you want.
Oh no, ask permission first.
And that would be good for you too, to breathe some fresh air. But I'm going to give you all the 7 animals with a little answer, with a little question sheet, and the pictures of the animals. You just have to match up the name of the animal that has those kind of teeth. And then on the second document that you're going to look at is the answer sheet, and see how you did.
And do they need to send it to you when they're done?
They can if they want, or they can just pat themselves on the back and say, wow, I'm so smart. I learned a lot. I know my animal teeth.
Or they could even teach you about other animal teeth they want to.
True.
All right.
Yeah, very good.
Goodbye, guys.
It's been fun. Thank you for hanging in there with us and learning about raccoons and teeth.